Hello everyone. I would like to thank Mr. Balakakis, my friend Yanis, for the opportunity that he is giving me to participate today at this forum, in this agribusiness forum. His commitment that I know firsthand in showcasing the risks and the challenges of the agri-food sector in Greece is great, and in our country, which is a structural inefficiency, the present and the future of the agri-food sector is but a detail on the agenda of the public sphere and is only faced when we have strikes of the farmers. And this new CAP gives opportunities for public dialogue, but it is not done. Allow me to start with personal reference. It is with great happiness that I am here today at this building. I have been working here. I have been working at the Greek Parliament. In 2012, I was in Brussels with Mr. Papastankou, who was member of the Commission of the Agricultural Issues, and we have invited Mr. Dole to present to the Greek public the challenges when it comes to the new CAP, that they remain the same, unfortunately, 10 years later, which means that the modernization of the farming production and tackling this challenge of food safety, which back then, 10 years earlier, we have starting to see the first implications. Of course, we had pressures from the international markets, so we understand that we do not have in Greece a very good framework in order to discuss those issues. AgriBusiness Forum gives this opportunity to us, and therefore I would like to thank Yanis for this opportunity to be here today. So this issue of food safety, as we can see today, goes hand in hand with the energy safety, and of course they are results of the war in Ukraine, and we are certain to say that this will be the next world crisis. Those challenges can be tackled only with a holistic strategy and planning, and the lack of which are problems in Greece, and now they became problems of Europe as well. When it comes to the energy sector, motor oil is a leading business, and this is why I want to give the perspective of the industry of a leading power, which is leading the energy transition in Greece and the southeastern Europe and the eastern Mediterranean. Our group has got a strategy and remains focused on the implementation of its growth plan in order to continue to meet the national needs. Last Friday, we have celebrated half a century of continuous value creation, jobs creation, sustainable growth, and contributing a lot of in the gross domestic product, social contribution, and environmental responsibility. Our organization now has got to continue in an environment that we need, first of all, the energy security, accessibility and differentiation, and on the other hand, the acceleration of the energy transition towards a zero emissions economy. Motor oil is promoting projects that have as a goal to increase the energy security of the country, to reduce the energy cost, and at the same time reduce the CO2 emissions. Our investment in growth plan is more than 1 billion euros of those 3 last years, and we have a presence in 8 countries with exports that reach 80% of our production in 3rd countries outside the European Union. More specifically, our investments right now by motor oil can be segregated in 4 pillars, and relate to the whole value chain of the energy, both vertically. They are related to the energy and digital improvement of the refinement in order for the refineries to be more effective, such as photovoltaics in order to support their energy needs. And we are the first such improvement. The asset of Motorola in Theodori, it is the largest industrial site in Greece. We also want to see if we can implement a project on carbon capture and storage, and we have already been doing a digital transformation in our group and in our other companies. Another very important strategy in our investment plan is e-mobility. Through our energy, our subsidiary company, Motorola has been developing the biggest network of electric mobility in Balkans, and we want to have installed 3,000 chargers until 2025. And at the same time, we have been planning and implementing the fuel station of the future, because in the future, stations will not only have fuels, but also will allow someone to charge with electricity, to have hydrogen, to offer hydrogen. So we have to see how are those stations are going to be revamped. Another very important pillar, and I would like to focus here, is the renewable and transitional energy. Motorola Group, within 3 years, have managed to reach a goal, a 5-year goal, and namely to reach 1 gigawatt in energy productions by renewables, to produce 1 gigawatt from green energy by renewables. And after buying Elector, we have done a lot of things, and we are trying to reach this goal. The portfolio of licenses that we have as Motorola is 2.5 gigawatt, and this is a goal that we want to implement within the next 10 years. More, which is the organizations that manages photovoltaics, will have 130 million EBITDA, and we have invested capital of 1.6 billion euros. So our company's plans, apart from the renewables, want to develop systems to store energy and to focus on wind farms. In Komotini, we're implementing a very modern station with gas, with natural gas, in collaboration with the Yakterna, and the total cost of the investment is estimated at 375 million euros, and during this project we have created 500 jobs, and when it will be operating, we will create 100 more jobs. Moreover, something also very timely, Motorola has been developing the project of the Origa gas, which is a strategic project of international importance. We are at the last stage of the study in order to construct this floating unit for storing and regassing FSRU that will contribute to the energy security of not only Greece but also Europe, making Greece an energy hub in the wider area. I would like to say that what we are planning to do in Theodori, it will serve central and southern Greece, is placed strategically, protected there, and also can support our other big project that we have, that Greece has as an entrance point. Something else that is of great importance, and during the last days, during the last period, is also very much promoted, are alternative fuels and circular economy. The Secretary General has said a lot of things about that. Our group is a leader in investment and in this renewable sector. First of all, by utilizing bio-waste and sub-products of plant and animal origin in order to produce energy and new fuels which are more environmental friendly. We have already starting to produce and market hydrogen. which is also produced in our refineries, but we want to produce green hydrogen without CO emissions during its productions, and we want within the next 5 years to have ready-to-use hydrogen and to market it in Greece. We also work on circular economy and energy by waste, using waste. Our strategy for the sustainable waste management is based on 2 pillars: in reusing products and by recycling, and in the energy utilization of other sources. We have bought recently Ellenvert, which has the biggest collection network of used oils, and at the same time we have the largest unit of regenerations of oil waste in Europe. Last but not least, I would like to mention some other things that we have been considering on a European level. It is evident that electricity, hydrogen, biofuel are the future of the energy needs of the agricultural productions, from vehicles and other machinery in the energy needs of the greenhouses till the production of green hydrogen for fertilizers. We also believe that projects for agri-photovoltaics are very interesting. When it comes to biofuels, and according to the EU regulations, we believe that biofuels can be a very good solution. It is also, we also want to see the residue biomass not only for producing energy, but also for producing second-generation biofuels, as well as the processing of animal byproducts that will give a solution to a very difficult problem for the public health. Mr. Koutouris and Mr. Secretary General have already mentioned those solutions. Biogas production is very developed in Greece, but it is now more interesting since we can transform it in biomethane and then use it as biogas. In the circular economy, the challenges that we have to tackle is the recycling of plastics that are used in farming, such as the plastics of the greenhouses, the packaging of the pesticides and other products. Last but not least, the future challenges will be the irrigation projects. And first of all, when it comes to improving the energy needs and the possibility that we have to produce energy by irrigation works, and maybe what is very interesting is how we are going to manage water per se. Dear friends, all that I have mentioned about the energy transformation of motor oil is maybe the largest and most ambitious framework of a Greek company that is already at place. However, investment in sectors such as the green hydrogen that cannot be marketed in Greece have a very high risk. And if we want, as a national system, to be aligned with the European partners, we need to have adequate funding tools and motives. We need a contemporary framework and a holistic strategy. And if we want, as a union, to be energy secure and independent, but also competitive, we need to redefine the goals and also to be more decisive. Despite the 10-year financial crisis, despite the 2 years of the pandemic, Motor Oil Group has been managed to remain focused on this transition on the new energy environment through we want always to be leaders, and we want to shape the developments in the energy sector in Greece, but also the wider Eastern Mediterranean area. I would like to thank you very much for your attention.